Should you get TSA PreCheck, Clear, or Global Entry, or a combo of all three? Any of these options make security at the airport a lot less hassle, but they're not all created equal. And in some cases, you might be able to get one or all of them for free. I fly more than 30 times a year, and I've used all of these services and then also flown with none of them. And boy, is it night and day. If you've ever found yourself in a 45-minute security line, odds are you've also found yourself staring with envy at the Clear terminals or the TSA PreCheck line. So let's start with TSA PreCheck. TSA PreCheck is a US government program that gives low-risk travelers an easier time with security screening. You don't have to remove any belts or light jackets or your electronics from your bag. And it used to be that you didn't have to remove shoes, which is still true, but now everybody else doesn't have to remove shoes either. That's a win for us all. Costs range from $76.75 to $85 depending on which provider you choose. And there are 3 partners that can help you enroll in PreCheck. You're likely going to pick your provider based on cost, location, and additional benefits, and the TSA website makes this very easy. Our providers are our most expensive, Telos, Clear, and IDEMIA. Whatever you pay, TSA PreCheck is good for 5 years. And the application is the second easiest of the bunch. You head to tsa.gov/precheck to complete your online application, and then you make an appointment for a 10-minute in-person interview for fingerprinting and ID check. Once you're approved, you'll get a known traveler number. And with this, you add it to any airline reservation you make. TSA PreCheck will appear on your boarding pass, and you can go through the PreCheck line at the airport. Bam! 8 minutes to an hour saved, depending on how crowded your airport is. Here's why it's worth it. 99% of TSA PreCheck passengers wait fewer than 10 minutes at the airport. With that 5-year lifespan, it's only about $15 to $17 a year, which is way less than I spend on Netflix. If you've got kids, children 17 and under can be added to your TSA PreCheck for free. And if your kids are under 12, they can join you in the TSA PreCheck line without having TSA PreCheck themselves. And it's everywhere, baby. More than 200 airports and 90 plus airlines offer TSA PreCheck. And renewing is easy and sometimes comes with discounts. Now, Clear, my personal least favorite, but we'll get into it. Clear Plus is a private company. It is not government run. They use biometric scans of your eyes, your face, and your fingerprints to speed up ID checks at security. This is why a lot of people have a little negative feeling around Clear, because it is giving your biometric data to a private company, which sure, getting less and less avoidable, but still not something everybody is comfortable with. Instead of waiting in the regular TSA line or even the TSA PreCheck line, you go straight to a Clear pod or e-gate, and a Clear representative will escort you directly to a TSA agent at the very front of the line. And I'll tell ya, as a global entry girly, watching those Clear people go up in front of me when I've been waiting in line, it makes me mad. So if you want that kind of walk of glory, maybe for you. It is our priciest option. It is $209 per year for an individual membership. Now, kids under 18 can get it for free with an adult who has it, and 3 additional family members over 18 can be added for $125 each per year, y'all. Now, sometimes you can see Clear offered in a bundle with TSA PreCheck. This will give you 1 year of Clear plus 5 years of TSA PreCheck for a reduced rate. Sign up happens at clearme.com, or you can typically sign up at the airport. Representatives there are often eager to get you to sign up for a free trial of Clear, and they hope that you forget to cancel it. But if you're me, you remembered. I've used Clear on a free trial. You enroll online and you attend a quick in-person biometric scan, which often happens at the airport during your next time of travel. They're not as widely available as TSA PreCheck, but it is growing. There are 150 plus Clear lanes available at 60 airports. It does skip ID lanes entirely, and it's got the family benefits. Plus, unlike our government services, Clear comes with extras. Passport services, luggage help, and concierge perks are available. It renews annually, automatically, and that can be managed through your Clear account. Now, neither of our first 2 options are what I would pick, but I would say TSA PreCheck is right for you if you do not travel internationally, and Clear is right for you if money is no object and you really, really want to even skip the TSA PreCheck line. But as someone who's used both services, the massive cost difference for Clear is just not worth the couple of minutes that it tends to save you at the airport versus TSA PreCheck. Now, does it save you more time than the regular security lines? But Clear takes maybe 5 minutes, where TSA PreCheck takes 10. I don't know. Gotta do math. You tell me if that difference is worth $193.65 per year. And sometimes it doesn't even save you that much time, because TSA PreCheck can be shorter than this. I'm kind of erring on the busier side of TSA PreCheck. Anyway, I'm an anti-Clear girl. I just don't think those extra couple of minutes every time I travel is worth that extra cost, but maybe you end up with Clear for free. Before we get into that though, we have to talk about my personal winner, Global Entry. This is a trusted traveler program run by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It allows expedited entry into the U.S. for pre-approved and low-risk travelers. And here is a massive mistake I do not want you to make. Global Entry is all about getting into the country, so a lot of folks think that's its only application. But Global Entry actually includes TSA PreCheck. So do not buy both. You'll double up on your PreCheck spend. I almost did this. I stopped myself. I figured it out. Do not buy TSA PreCheck if you think you might get Global Entry within the next 5 years. Just go ahead and grab Global Entry. It works at airports, land borders, and via mobile app kiosks. And it's valid for 5 years at a rate of $120 for that whole period. So about $24 a year. You apply on cbp.gov via the Trusted Traveler program. You'll submit an online application and your $120 fee. You will get background checked by Customs and Border Patrol, and that can take a while. That's the big downside to Global Entry, is it does take a long time to get it fully locked in. Depending on your history, it could take a few weeks or over a year. I was cleared weirdly fast. It made me think I was too clean. After that, you're gonna attend an in-person interview, which is mandatory for first-time applicants. And this is another hassle. That in-person interview has to happen at an actual CBP office, which are often located at the airport, and they typically are very booked up well in advance. I waited about 4 months for my in-person interview. But if you are traveling internationally to a location that has an enrollment center, you can use enrollment on departure or enrollment on arrival to actually do your enrollment when you're already at the airport traveling internationally. Definitely recommend doing this if it's an option for you. This one is great for international travelers. I cannot express enough that when I get to customs, a lot of times they don't even look at me. They say, "Welcome back, Miss Stanford." And then I walk through. It's incredible. How did they know it was me? It's a combo of both PreCheck and that expedited entry back into the US, which is something that Clear will not get you and TSA PreCheck alone will not get you. So if you're an international traveler, this is gonna skip that super long customs line when a cajillion billion people are also getting back from Japan at the same time as you. And it's available at most US airports and land borders and ports. They have it all over the place. Any way you're traveling internationally, you can use Global Entry. And it's also easy to renew because you can renew online. In some cases, you might have to do a new interview, but in most cases, you don't. Let's talk about how to get these for free. All 3 of these options are often available as perks on major credit cards. Some cards, like American Express, even have enough perks that it covers the annual fee you're paying anyway. Here's a great example of this. With such a high annual fee, if you get it for free, it's often less to pay the annual fee on the card than it is to get Clear. So if you're considering Clear and it makes sense for you financially, you may want to consider opening a line of credit to get that Clear perk and pay a little bit less. So, to review, TSA PreCheck, cheapest option overall, easiest to apply for and renew, and focused on domestic travel. You should do this one if you are a domestic traveler who doesn't ever really anticipate going international. Global Entry includes everything that TSA PreCheck does, plus expedited international re-entry benefits. The downside here is a more complex application, but honestly, stomach it if you're going to be traveling international at all. And Clear Plus, major downside of it being our most expensive option with only a little bit of a benefit of speeding up the ID check line. If you have Clear and you do not have TSA PreCheck, you're going to have to take out your electronics anyway once you get past the ID check line. So Clear pairs best with TSA PreCheck, but realistically, as someone who has used these services, I really expected skipping the line to be the biggest benefit of any of these services. But what I have found is most de-stressing in a travel situation is not having to take off my belt, my jacket, my electronics out of my bag once I'm past that ID check. Obviously, massive benefit that I also have the TSA check line, but Clear only gets you past the line part, and then you have all the same regulations once you get into TSA. And remember, that one is a private service where the other 2 are government run. A lot of folks love Clear though. If the ID check line is the bane of your existence, then Clear might be worth it for you. And if you don't mind the biometric scan and it's a perk on one of your credit cards, why not? Make sure to check your credit card perks. You never know what's hiding in there. Hopefully this has been helpful and you find yourself having the easiest time the next time you're going through airport security because you picked the right one for you. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.